so excited to report that I have been cast as a lead in a feature film. I will be playing one of 5 Italian sisters who go back to Sicily to divide up their family inheritance, and I will be shooting in Atlanta for the entire month of August and getting paid. Well, in honor of going back home, I'm also going to take a trip back home, and in this episode, make my grandmother's famous spaghetti and meatballs, all for less than $10. Let's get started.
Hey mambo, mambo, Italiano. Hey mambo, mambo, Italiano. Go, go, go. You mix up Siciliano. Oh, you calibrate, do the mambo like a critter weather.
Spaghetti and meatballs, the cornerstone of Italian cuisine. And if you ask any Italian family, sure, they all have their tricks and their secrets. But my grandmother's spaghetti and meatballs is the simplest, the most delicious, and the least expensive. Sure, I risk my life giving you her secret recipe, but for the art, it's worth the risk. Let's get started in making our meatballs.
Place 1 pound chopped turkey meat into a large bowl. Crack 2 eggs, add a cup of breadcrumbs, a half cup of milk, and a half cup of water.
Now, anyone can make a meatball, but to make a moist, juicy meatball, now that is an art that has been mastered by very few. My grandmother happens to be one of those masters, and I'm very grateful that she's passed her knowledge and wisdom down to me. You see, the trick lies in the balancing of your wet and dry ingredients. You use the egg and the breadcrumbs to bind the ingredients together. But you have to make sure you add enough moisture to your mixture as well, so that those meatballs come out nice and juicy and can be cut with a fork. Yum.
Remove all your jewelry and roll up your sleeves because this is about to get messy. Mix your ingredients together and begin to roll your meatballs. This mixture will make about 18 to 20.
There is the ageless controversy of how big should your balls be.
It's empty
Meatballs reverts. Well, you can basically make them however big or small you want, anywhere between the size of a golf ball or a softball. I tend to lean toward the smaller ones.
When you're done rolling, preheat a pan with oil and begin to lightly fry them, placing them gently in the pan and being careful not to crowd your meatballs.
Now, a traditional Italian meatball uses the trinity of meat, veal, pork, and beef. But to be on the lighter, healthier side of things, we're going to substitute turkey instead. It's just as delicious, just as flavorful, and fewer calories.
When your meatballs are all golden brown, remove and let the excess grease drain on a paper towel-lined plate. Chop up and brown garlic, then add a can of crushed tomatoes and your meatballs to continue cooking all the way through, and finally top your sauce off with some fresh basil.
Fresh herbs can be very expensive, but when you're making a meatball sauce, you don't want to skimp. You have to have fresh basil. And like my father always used to do, make sure to rip off a piece and put it behind your ear. Good luck.
Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you.
Preheat a pot with water, and when it's boiling, add your spaghetti, letting it cook for about 7 to 9 minutes. When your sauce is ready, rip off a fresh piece of bread for the dipping, serve yourself off a big plate, and don't skimp on the meatballs.
We all know what time it is. I'm going to start with the meatball first. Like butter.
I know I'd go from rags to riches.
So moist, so delicious, so simple. Now this is a meatball that will make my grandmother very proud. And now the spaghetti. It's not an easy or clean way to eat this, so.
I'd be a millionaire.
What a perfectly hearty meal to launch me off into the next stage of my career. Well, that's it from this starving artist kitchen. Hope you enjoy my grandma's spaghetti and meatballs as much as I do. Wish me luck next week, or better yet, break a leg.
Love is all that ever mattered. It's